state of the generation.
Oh goodness, how's it going? This is TK. I gotta come at you. I was gonna type this information out, but it hit me and I was like, forget it, I'll just make a video. But right now, for some reason, people are responding to and talking about the tensions amongst the society. There's always been a polarity between people that are different from each other, and I think society as a whole intensifies that polarity with information that is discouraging or not necessarily positive about any particular group. So if you create a atmosphere for fire and then you light a match, guess what? Stand back and watch the flames, right? So that's kind of what happens in society. And then, right now, I guess because of the fact that it's intensifying, and as I stated in other videos, the vice grip's getting tighter, which causes more results of negative action and choices with individuals. So we're starting to see that more frequently. And I think we're going to see ever increasing negative choices by people from all sides, because that's just the nature of a vice grip. The tighter it gets, the more people respond out of desperation and out of response, or out of what's the right word, necessity, based on the tension that's in the given group or environment. You feel what you can express and you respond to what you feel, even though you may not be able to accurately describe the scenario, okay? Because accurately describing something is based on what? Education. And that's something that you control and prevent, so that it's easier to steer somebody in a different direction. So the thing that I always point out to people, even on Facebook, when I talk to people, I always get into this conversation. And when I point it out, no one's willing to look at the fact that you understand money in the result format. In other words, you know that if you touch a plate, you get burned. So you understand that money in the result format equals power and influence. But you cannot understand and grasp the fact that from a top-down society, the same concept applies to money and influence and power. Our entire system is manipulated from the top down through money, influence, and power. So none of this stuff that you are seeing is by happenstance. Yes, people control their own lives. Yes, people have the power to make their own decisions. But I guarantee you, if I amplify the heat within your current situation, the type of decision you make is likely to be in a smaller sphere. And that's what power, influence, and money does within our society. But no one is willing to acknowledge that. You can acknowledge it for yourself, because you, on a personal level, are vying for power, influence, and willingly able or willingly participate in putting your neck, or I should say putting your foot on somebody else's neck. But you can't understand, grasp, or even fathom that somebody would duplicate that process and do it to you. When that's the nature of our system. Our system is a top-down, theocratic, you want to say democracy, but really it's the facade of democracy, because of the fact that money, power, and influence is what dictates our system. So the factual statistics side says that the 1% super rich own 90% of all the resources, and you don't feel like they have the power to chess play? You don't feel like that your life is not influenced as a pawn on the chessboard? Yes, you can choose to go left or go right, but I guarantee you, if I put you in a smaller sphere, your choices then become limited. And that's the differences that white people refuse to acknowledge when you talk about urban influence and disparity within urban environments. Because your environment or lack of opportunity within your environment does influence the decisions or type of decisions that you make in life. Okay? So I just wanted to point that out in light of all of these conversations about brutality, negativity, and choices, and how polarized. Let me say it accurately. How much polarity is in our society in terms of we want to glorify differences. So I keep saying to people that instead of focusing on distractions, understand that our system is a top-down system, and that money, power, and influence is what motivates people to work and do. So if you realize that, and you know the disparity between the top and the bottom has gotten bigger, then my suggestion was always to play by their rules. Play by their rules, meaning you implement their strategy in terms of finance. If you stick to a dying paradigm, then you're going to die with the paradigm. You don't believe that the current paradigm is dying, but there are a lot of symptoms, there are a lot of writing, there are a lot of results that show otherwise. So take the symptoms serious and just unplug from the current system. Well, everybody says, how can you unplug from the current system? This is all we have. Yeah, you've been given at gunpoint fiat money, and you've been told that this worthless piece of paper is the only option. This is the end all be all, and this is God, and people worship fiat paper like it is God, when it probably costs 16 cents to produce that paper, and realistically there's no reason to sell your soul and put so much energy into a worthless IOU, which is fiat money. So I keep saying unplug from their system and plug into the new payment methods of tomorrow, which are already pre-established. Gold currency is a payment option, and so is cryptocurrency. So use that to your benefit in terms of unplugging. Trust me, it's better on the other side.